It was one of those warm, golden Friday afternoons that felt almost too perfect to waste. On a whim, I decided I'd surprise my wife at her office. We'd been drifting lately, life tugging us in separate directions, and I wanted to reclaim a sliver of the closeness we used to have. Lunch together, something spontaneous, something sweet, felt like a step in the right direction. On my way, I stopped by her favorite little eatery, picking up her usual order, already imagining the way her face would brighten when she saw me standing there. When I arrived, the receptionist recognized me immediately, offering a friendly nod before waving me through. I made my way down the familiar corridors quietly, careful not to give myself away too soon. I wanted that genuine moment of surprise, the spark of joy I missed seeing in her eyes. But as I approached her department, a sound caught my attention. A light, musical burst of laughter that I knew belonged to her. For a second, it made me smile, but then her words reached me, and my chest tightened. She was standing by the water cooler, her posture relaxed, completely at ease. Beside her was a man I'd never seen before, tall, self-assured, carrying himself with an effortless confidence. "Oh, Kevin, you're impossible," she teased, tapping his arm lightly in that playful way she used to touch mine. "If I'm not careful, I'll start thinking you're trying to sweep me off my feet." The words hit like a stone dropped into my stomach. My fingers clenched around the takeout bag until the handles dug into my palm. Kevin chuckled smoothly, leaning in just enough to brush her arm with his hand. "Maybe I am," he replied with a grin. "You haven't said whether you're taken." She lowered her gaze, a coy smile flickering on her lips. "Let's just say it's complicated," she murmured. That's when she saw me, standing only a few steps away. In an instant, her expression collapsed, laughter vanishing, color draining from her face. Kevin glanced over, his confusion quickly replaced by a stiff unease as he caught the shift in the air. She moved back from him, voice trembling as she began. "John, this isn't what it looks like." But I didn't need her to finish. Everything in her body language, in the sparkle she'd given him, told me what I already knew. That warmth, that lightness. It was something she hadn't shown me in months. I stepped forward and extended the takeout bag toward her. "I thought we could have lunch together," I said evenly. "Seems I was wrong." My tone was steady, but inside, I felt like I was unraveling thread by thread. Without waiting for a response, I turned and walked away, my steps heavy as if the floor itself were pulling me down. She didn't follow, at least not right away. By the time I reached my car and sank into the driver's seat, my hands were trembling against the steering wheel. I stared at the dashboard, numb, my thoughts replaying the scene over and over. Then I heard hurried footsteps. She came rushing out into the lot, breathless, eyes wide with panic. "John, please don't go," she pleaded, her voice breaking. I rolled the window down just enough to hear her. Her eyes glistened, her hands reaching toward me. "It meant nothing," she insisted. "Kevin's just a coworker." I was being silly. I looked at her, the woman I'd loved for nearly 8 years. "You said it was complicated," I replied, my voice colder now but still controlled. "Is it?" she faltered, tripping over her own words. "No. I mean, maybe. I don't know. Things haven't been right between us. You felt so far away. I've been so lonely." Her explanation cut deeper than I expected. I'd been distant, yes, but only because she'd been pushing me out for months. I had tried to talk to her, to close the gap, but she had always brushed it aside as though everything was fine. "Loneliness doesn't give you the right to go looking for someone else's attention," I said, my voice now edged with steel. "If something's wrong, we face it together. We don't invite someone else into our marriage." She broke then, right there in the parking lot. Tears streamed down her cheeks, her apologies tumbling over each other. She kept saying it was harmless flirting, meaningless chatter. But vows weren't meant to be treated so carelessly. There's no such thing as innocent when the trust between two people is at stake. "I never wanted to hurt you," she sobbed. "Please don't walk away from me." But the truth was, part of me had already started walking away the moment I saw her glowing under another man's gaze. In that instant, she felt like a stranger. "I need time," I told her finally. "I need to think, to decide what I can forgive." She begged me to come home, to talk, to let her explain, but I couldn't. Not yet. I didn't trust my own heart to believe her, and I wasn't sure I ever would. As I drove away, her image burned into my mind. The sound of her laughter, Kevin's easy confidence, her quiet, almost conspiratorial. It's complicated. Something had cracked deep inside me, and I knew even if we somehow pieced our life back together, it would never fit quite the same again.